Hello and welcome. Today I am going to be reviewing this ink sample. So instead of the full bottle, I just have the sample this time. This is called Spiced Apple by Diamine. And this might be one of their Christmas advent calendars. I don't know for sure, but I saw it online. I thought it was pretty, so I wanted to give it a try. I am using a new setup, so you might notice the camera angle or the lighting is different. Let me know what you think, if you like it better this way or the old way. But that is all the new stuff today. We're going to be doing a sample and we've got different lighting going on. So I'm going to try to speak up as well. I noticed that my voice seems a little bit quiet in some of these videos. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to try to be speaking a little bit louder today. So as always, I'll be testing this on 3 different kinds of paper. I'm going to pull those out real quick. We've got regular copy paper, HP 32 paper, and Tomo River paper. And the reason I do this is in case you don't have the nicer papers and you want to see what the ink is going to look like on your regular paper, this is a good way of testing it out. Just going to grab a sheet here of the regular copy paper. And we're also going to make a swatch of this ink. So let me just grab that swatch card real quick. Alright, so this is what those swatch cards look like. There we go. And I have this little holder here. One of the reasons I haven't done samples yet is because I didn't have a way of holding them up and I didn't want them falling down, but now I've got this. So I believe this has a shimmer to it, so I'll probably have to stir this up in between uses or shake the jar. All right. This is a really pretty red. I've had the sample sitting around for a while. I've been wanting to use it, so I decided I would do the sample here. I would try it first here and let you guys see and see what you think. All right. And then we'll just write the name. Spiced Apple. Yep, Diamine. All right, terrible handwriting as usual. That's how you know it's real and authentic. Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna set this off to the side and we will take a look at it later once it's dry. All right, so this is the copy paper. I'm gonna try that first. And what I like to do with anything that might have shimmers or sheening or whatever, I like to mix this in between to make sure we're always getting a fair distribution of the ink and the shimmers and whatnot. There's not much in there. I don't know if it evaporated or what. All right. Do some squiggles here. And I'm going to be checking periodically to make sure you can see what I'm doing, since this is a different setup than typical. And hopefully I don't bump the camera. I've heard of a lot of other people complaining about having to film around the camera, so I guess we're going to see what that's like. And this is copy paper, Spiced Apple. Okay, so far this is pretty, a very pretty red. It does look like there is some shimmer in there, and hopefully the camera will pick that up, but we'll look at everything at the end as well and compare everything. You gotta rinse this off. I'm going to give it a fair test. All right, move that over here. Now we need the HP 32 paper. Grab a sheet of that. And this paper, if you've never used it before, it has a smoother feel than regular copy paper. It feels a little thicker as well. And it seems to bring out some of the qualities in the different inks a little better than regular copy paper does. All right. All right, let's test this out here. Look at that on the pen. I'm trying not to get that much ink on my hands if possible. Okay. So this ink is very pretty on this paper as well. It's a very nice shade of red. And this is HP 32. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks even better on this paper. A lot of the inks do tend to look better on this paper than on the copy paper. In this color, it looks like there might actually be some shading or some sheening going on. Let me show you. Yeah, there's definitely a shimmer in there. Very, very pretty. And around the edges of the splotches there, it looks like some kind of a sheen or a shading of some kind. I'm going to let that sit over there to dry. And we're going to get the Tomo River paper next. And this paper is very, very thin, and it resists the ink really well, so you get to see some of the nicer special effects of the ink, in my experience. And you'll have to let me know if there's any other samples or different inks you'd like to see me try. I definitely want to try some of the inks that you are curious about. I'm also going to be testing out some calligraphy inks soon. I don't know if I'll post those videos before or after this one, but I would like to try that. Calligraphy pens are different. They're usually dip pens. You don't want to put calligraphy ink in a fountain pen. But this is fountain pen ink, regular ink, so you could put this in a fountain pen. Yeah, this looks really nice on this paper. Most of the inks that I have tend to look best on this paper, but I have found a couple that I've shown you in videos where it actually looked a little better on the HP 32. Or it at least looked just as good, so there was no, reason to use the more expensive paper. And that's why I like to do these tests, because if you can get away with using a cheaper paper, then you can do more writing. Okay. And I got this from Goulet Pens. You can go on their website and find lots of samples. They have samples of pretty much all the inks I was interested in. They had samples of almost every one. So they're a really good source if you want to try an ink, but you don't want to commit to a full bottle. All right, let's check this out here. And I'm gonna try to make sure I've got a link to them down in my description somewhere. All right, yeah, this definitely has like a gold sheen as well as a shimmer. This is really, really pretty. I'm gonna give that a minute to dry. And we can see it on the copy paper and on the HP 32. So the shimmers show up just fine on this. If you like it just for the shimmering aspect, the copy paper is completely fine. I don't see any feathering or any other issues that you might get with cheap paper. The HP 32, it does look a little bit better, but it's very marginal. I mean, I wouldn't worry about it. If you just have regular copy paper and you want a nice ink, this would be very pretty. And here's the Tomo River. I'm gonna line them all up again. On the Tomo River, you get to see that sheen. So if you like that aspect of the ink, if that's a property of ink that you prefer, then definitely go with the nicer paper, because you'll get to see that sheen. You can see it on these blotches here. There's the gold shimmer, and underneath that is like a gold sheen. Very, very pretty. And then here is the swatch that we made. Oops, there we go. Very pretty color. A very nice red, different from the other reds that I've got. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If you'd like to see more of these videos, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. If there's anything that you're looking for as far as inks, I may have some links down below that you can check out. And if you have any suggestions for inks or different types of fountain pen accessories or anything that you want to see, let me know. And if I have it, we can do a review. So thanks for watching. You have a great day.